If you're stuck in scale patterns and your playing feels mechanical, today we're going to look at a simple solution to help you break out of that rut. There are times when it feels like your fingers are just running the show and your ears are just along for the ride. What comes out often isn't very musical. It might be technically correct, but there's no feeling. When your fingers get ahead of your ears, the music suffers. Letting go of scale patterns is the solution. In this video, you'll learn an exercise that I use to break pattern paralysis. It provides a new perspective and forces you to use your ears instead of muscle memory. And there's a bonus at the end that'll help your comping too. I'm Dr. George Hess, and I make jazz simple so that you can play more and think less. Today, I'm sharing one of the tools that we use inside my coaching program to help adult guitarists stop overthinking and start having more fun playing music. Scale patterns are useful tools. But I'm sure you know one of the most popular systems is literally called caged. I think that's appropriate because it's easy to get trapped in them. Your fingers know where to go, but your ears aren't leading. And so when the harmony shifts or the tune gets more complex, you just fall back on the pattern and it starts sounding mechanical and not musical. I'm going to show you a simple exercise that'll help you break free. It rewires your brain to follow your ear and not your muscle memory. The solution is to solo on one string. It'll help you break out of the horizontal boxes, and you'll be using your ear and connecting it to your fingers. You'll play more fluid lines, you'll learn the notes up and down the neck, and you'll learn to play different melodic patterns, add approach notes, and some other things too. First, let's learn the E natural minor scale on the first string. Here's the basic pattern. So now we're going to play around with it. Just move around freely. I usually use one finger per fret and move my hand to shift position rather than stretch for them, but you can do what you like. I also use a lot of slides, but the key is to don't get locked into any one pattern. So now let's try it on a tune. We'll use Autumn Leaves. I'm going to start pretty simply. I'm just going to be basically moving by step either way and letting my ear guide me and tell me whether the note works or not on a chord. So now let's try creating some patterns. You can use neighbor patterns, like an upper neighbor, or a lower neighbor. Or you can just make up patterns. And next, we'll add some approach notes. And now go ahead and try it on some other strings. I usually only do it on the top 3 or 4 strings. Now, Autumn Leaves is pretty easy because it's all in one key. So let's try it on a little bit more difficult tune. There'll Never Be Another You. It's an E flat, but there are a lot of chromatic chords in there. I'm going to do it on the second string, so we'll find the scale first. The major scale is two identical tetrachords separated by a whole step, so it looks like this. And then we have these two notes down at the bottom. And now let's see if we can improvise on this one. One of the things pros learn to do is to cover their mistakes, but that takes practice. This is great for that. If you land on a wrong note, you don't have to stop, just resolve it. Move a half step either direction. The dissonance is a good thing as long as you resolve it. And as Miles said, it's not the note you play that's the wrong note. It's the note you play afterwards that makes it right or wrong. So now that you're comfortable moving up and down the neck on one string, let's try it on two strings. First, we'll learn the two-string major scale pattern. You'll also want to play these songs in different keys. It's a great way to learn tunes in other keys, but it also makes it less likely that you'll try to think your way through instead of listening. It also doesn't have to just be an exercise. If you find yourself running on autopilot during a gig, try it out to break things up a bit. So I use this exercise when learning a tune or just when I need a fresh way of looking at things. Most of the time I don't use a backing track though. And if this clicked for you, this is exactly the kind of work we do inside my program, helping adult guitarists connect their ears to their fingers and have more fun playing music. There's a free lesson linked down below if you want to know more. I don't solo on the bottom two strings very much, but I do use them for comping, especially when I have to play bass lines. And we can use the same idea, though this time we'll actually consider the chords. Start on the root of each chord, move my step in either direction on beat 2 and 3, and then add an approach note by step, either diatonic or chromatic. You can do this on one string or two strings. So this is just one way of playing on these tunes, but if you'd like some other approaches on Autumn Leaves or Another You, check out these videos.